and the diagnosis for severe ADHD is only 5 years old for severe ADHD. That is fucking crazy. Welcome, fam. What's up? So, the big question in our podcast. Welcome to the first podcast, number 1. The big question in our podcast is, how are Gen Zers like us, with AI in the digital age and those challenges, misinformation, and a cancel culture media narrative, how can we step into our purpose, lead with confidence, and step into our divine masculinity in a way that empowers our friends and uplifts our families and community? That is the question. In this podcast will give you the answers. My name is Aaron Sullivan, and welcome to the Revitalizing Authentic Masculinity podcast. Today, we're going to talk about the school system. Okay. So I have zero script for this. This is episode number 1. Thank you so much for being here. And let me start off with a story. So for me as a kid growing up, I grew up in a really rural town, farm town of about 1,000 people. So I had maybe 3 or 4 neighbors. Turns out all those neighbors were girls. So growing up, your boy had a bunch of girlfriends, female friends, right? Cool. What did that look like? Well, it was really awesome, to be honest with you. I didn't really learn how to wrestle or fight or anything like that. I learned a lot of communication. I learned a lot of playing with a certain toy. We would play with like little dolls and things like that. I learned jealousy very quickly, and things of that nature. So what am I here to say? And we still had things like a trampoline. We would still go snowmobiling and things like that. Again, I'm from the East Coast. I'm living in Tucson right now, so I have kind of a different perspective. But going along with that story, what was that like for me? Well, I had a lot of crushes. I was a cute little kid. I was this cute 5 or 6 year old kid, right? And my whole family told me how beautiful I was, and how I actually had one aunt call me, my auntie Gina, she called me dreamy eyes, because the way I would just kind of stare off and just be dreaming all the time. But she would call me dreamy eyes. So here I am, and I'm getting all this attention as a young kid. Well, what does that mean for me when I'm growing up? Well, your boy was a player without the player skills. I would chase girls on the bus trying to kiss them. I was like 5, 6, 7 years old. I think probably 6. I was in like kindergarten, first grade. And I would like run to the back of the bus trying to like chase girls and kiss them. And that's, I think, pretty normal for a 6-year-old kid. But of course, the bus driver, I got written up. And of course, the school system didn't think that it was really kosher for me to be doing that. So what happened? I got written up. I got suspended from the bus for a week and told that I was this and I was that. So now I'm branded as this kid. Why do I say that? Because for me, I did not have necessarily the perfect father figure growing up. I didn't have somebody to lead me and guide me and share in a positive way. Hey, dude, you probably shouldn't be chasing girls if you want to be talking to them. But I didn't know that at the time. I'm 5. I'm 6. I see a pretty girl and I want to talk to her. So that's what we're going to talk about in the school system today. My belief, and from what I've seen and experienced and done research on over the past few years, is I've seen this decline in masculinity. Essentially, our school system is a big contributing factor into what is emasculating men and turning boys into women. Let me say that again. They're turning men or little boys into girls and women before they can even think. I'm going to drop some statistics on you real quick. Did you know that between 2020 and 2022, 14.5% of boys were diagnosed with ADHD and 8% of girls? So about double the amount of boys were diagnosed with ADHD as girls. If you look at the age range, that's ages 5 to 11 years old. 5 to 11. Of course the kids have all this energy and they can't focus in school. And so what do? We drug the kids. Let me drop a couple more statistics on you real quick. This is just insane. Now, this is the ratio in 2000. So the ratios are getting better now, but that's after COVID. That's in between 2020 and 22 when kids were online learning. They weren't even in school. Let's talk about in 2008 and when they were in school. The ratio was 6 boys to 1 girl were diagnosed with ADHD. And in 2018, the diagnosis was 4.5 boys to 1 girl. This is insane. I also saw that the diagnosis of mild ADHD, the average age, get this, is 8 years old. The diagnosis for moderate ADHD is 7 years old. And the diagnosis for severe ADHD is only 5 years old. For severe ADHD. That is fucking crazy. That's crazy. How are we supposed to expect a young boy who all he wants to do is run around, play games, get his energy out and freaking enjoy life and play? How are we going to expect him to learn in the same way that a girl does? Girls, in my opinion, girls are so much better at being prim and proper and easily calm because they don't have all these boy tendencies. They don't have this testosterone. They don't have other things that are going on in a young man. They just have this different energy. They have this feminine girl energy as opposed to this masculine they want to express their play. They want to express like getting up and getting out. So what are we doing to make it easier for society to control men? The culture is emasculating men to turn them into women, and then women are complaining about having a feminine man. Go ahead. I would love to hear your comments on what you want to hear about next. Let me know if this was helpful. Please tell me your opinions, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace, guys.